LPC board meeting tonight. I am your host, Jacob Luria. I am stepping in for chair tonight as Hannah has important business she could not get away from this evening. So in terms of we're gonna call order, I'll do that. So I know the chair is not here. Vice chair, myself, Jacob Luria, is here. Treasurer, Ashley is here, correct? Okay. And I know Mr. Williams is not here. Affiliates here. Campaigns
here.
Great. Communications. I know Jordan is not here. His flight got delayed, and so unfortunately he's in the air at the moment. Fundraising. Phil, have we?
Here.
Perfect.
Well, okay, he needs to be voted in. That's probably on the agenda tonight.
So then that doesn't count. We'll do that tonight. That's not a problem. Membership. I know James Williams did email to say he was piloting something, flying somewhere, so he was not able to make it. And then Ms. Steinke, I saw you here, correct? Ms. Steinke, can you?
Yep, sorry, present. Still figuring out Teams on my new phone. Issues there.
Oh, crap, did I just completely ignore you for 10 minutes? So, okay, great. So let's see, attendance. Okay, is there any opening public comment for 2 minutes?
Not I.
Anyone online? Great.
For public comment?
Yeah, just for public comment.
Cool. Yeah, we have the St. Louis YAL Regional Convention coming up. Everyone should be going to this. It will involve a lot of training that's often basic management training for a lot of even jobs you do. But in addition, recruitment, and of course, it's targeted towards political activism. Everyone should be going to the Spike Cohen will be there, Lily Tang Williams, David Friedman. Gas will be reimbursed up to $300 if you have someone else in the car, and obviously we can all figure out carpools. And if everyone can get it in by tonight, I'd appreciate it, because I am in a tight competition. Well, not even tight. I'm getting my ass kicked in competition, and moving along the bracket would be nice. Of course, if I don't, that's not a big deal. More important is that we have everyone here trained up and well connected so that we can get Yale support. I was even talking with Catching from RMGO earlier about this, how we were trying to get more support from Yale, and we know that if we got a lot of if we got the backing of the American Action Fund and such, we would really kick ass. So everyone getting there is a pretty big deal. Everyone do your membership. I keep sending stuff in the chat, so listen to me.
Yeah, I know you're like a mafia goon. I get it, but is the deadline for the St. Louis thing tonight too, or just membership? Or
no, it's not. It's not tonight at all. That's just because I want to, win that competition. But it's not actually critical that y'all do that tonight. What's more critical? It's critical that everyone gets in, but that's not due tonight. The registration, the sooner you can get it done, the easier it is for us to plan, of course, for the event and deal with the hotel. But the real deadline is the day before, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Any other public comment?
I'll just say, if you haven't signed up for a legislative action dinner, please do it. We've got Ian Escalante, we've got Brandon Wark, we've got Mayor Aaron Lamb, and we have Rep. Ryan Gonzalez speaking. Love to see you there. And that's going to happen on the 29th of March. So we're looking forward to seeing you there.
Great. Okay. Cool. That covers that. Great. So I know next technically would be the approval of an agenda, but I don't think there was an agenda written up. And I will admit, as having been campaigns and now vice chair, I don't know who is supposed to write up the agenda. So I apologize about that. Is there any? I don't know. I don't know if the previous minutes have actually then been written up, because I was looking for those and I didn't see those either. So maybe we'll skip that at the moment. That we might be able to do that over a board email. Okay. So let's see. Are there any county affiliate representatives here, or anyone who wants to speak toward their county?
like to speak on behalf of the former Pueblo County affiliate. Miss you guys. It's sad being disaffiliated. I'll get over it.
Well, it's okay. They're your old friends. We're your new friends here in Denver and Jeffco now, Jim. I do want to speak on Jeffco. I know Ross and I have been talking. We're also going to start having Sunday nights. I'm going to host them at my house unless they become larger, hopefully, where we can watch the Sunday night streams. That's going to be a Jeffco and Denver thing if anyone wants to join. We're going to do it, everyone meeting at about 6:30 beforehand for some socializing this Sunday evening. And we're going to strategize a little bit. Initially, we'll just be strategizing some ideas of where we're going to go forward at Jeffco, but I think we want to move things a little bit more toward activism and a centralized location of information so people can, you know, go out and do things without necessarily always needing to show up to a business meeting, doing more fun social things. So, yeah. Were there any LNC representatives, Mr. Oakley?
Just, you and I were with Natalie Minton earlier in the week. That may be mentioned later, but...
Oh, I'll cover that in my board report.
Super.
Absolutely, Frank. No, thank you. Is there any LNC reps here? Mr. Lamb, are you on the call? Okay. I know he has been very busy, and we'll mention convention, and I think old business as well, so, okay. Great. Moving through this. Okay, we are going to do board reports, so let me see first. I think, sorry, I believe Hannah sent me okay, I'll come back and read Hannah's board report if I can find it. I thought she was going to email me. Okay, one moment please, sorry. Appreciate you all bearing with me in this wild, fast-flying 3:10 board meeting. Okay, so for myself, I'll mention first, yes, on it was last Friday, Frank?
Yes.
Yeah, last Friday. Myself, Frank, organized by Natalie Mention, Jessica Fensky, and a number of others in Jeffco, went down to testify. What was the name of the committee, Frank?
Property taxes.
Property Tax Commission.
Yes.
And we spoke because Arapahoe and Jeffco counties are trying to create a legal gray zone where there shouldn't be one for basically a brief amount of time, jack up property taxes while this 5.25% cap goes into place. So ultimately that committee decided they had no jurisdiction, but they were happy to ultimately have the Department of Local Governance pull information that should be open to us to pull anyways, and have another committee hearing on it for at least transparency. Also, I testified at the legislature a couple days, went down to look at the assembly last Thursday, handed out some invitations to our legislative dinner to a number of legislators. And then ultimately, after talking to some of the other board members, I've sent email invitations to all of the sitting current Colorado House reps, state senators, and I have invited the governor as well. I think this is something that we should be doing yearly, maybe a little bit earlier on in the year, but something yearly where we should be inviting our legislators, since currently we don't necessarily have any sitting ones ourselves. And then I will be doing the postcards for Call to Convention, and then sending out membership cards to all the sustaining members as well. Okay, skipping the secretary. Affiliates, Mark, do you have a board report for us? Mark, you there?
Sorry, what was it?
Do you have a board report?
Yes. Shoot, let me think if there's much right now. Pueblo should be disaffiliating right now, so hopefully we can reaffiliate shortly with some of the new members I've gotten down there. I I can't think of too much. We did, in terms of just stuff I did. I also helped door knock with RMGO and flip both Tony Exum and Nick Henriksen to vote against Senate Bill 3, which was a huge win because it did lose by 2 votes. So flipping 2 demonstrates the margin, at least to some extent. Or when it passed because of the modifications. So I think right now my goal is once we have these affiliate meetings for the Jeffco Denver combined, I'm hoping to use that as a bit more of a platform for us to get active in the current legislative session. I don't think there's much I'm trying to do right now. I think that's most of it, though, just focusing on this action, trying to fight this legislative session and do a little bit of recruiting in Pueblo.
Well, if you're going to be around next Sunday evening, come over to my house because we might just be reorganizing Jeffco. We may not be integrating anybody, depending. Arapahoe is not really active as it was anymore, so we may not have. May only just sort of.
Who would I need to activate for that? Are there any contacts you can give me for people I should be?
I can have you reach out to Eric Butel, who's the current chair there, but he's looking to step down on because he's taking on some other stuff. But he's looking for some money, but he could give you a good layout of where that our affiliate stands at the moment.
Yeah, that'd be good to hear. I want to see if I can pressure Lucas Baumgartner to get involved as the county chair or something, because he obviously has experience with activism and young guy in the area. It'd be good to have him on board.
Tell him if he doesn't get involved, we'll reach out to Lily Tang Williams and tell him about his disappointment and how much of a disappointment he is.
Yep, exactly. Good move. All right. And we won't reach out to her. We'll talk to her at the convention when we go there. But yeah. All right. Good deal.
Campaigns, Kurt, are you here? Are you here, sir? Sure. Okay. Super. Okay. No worries. Moving on. Communications. I know Jordan is here. Phil, do you? We haven't voted you in, so you have no board report to give. Legislative. Michael, do you have a board report?
I do. Over the last few weeks, we're in the midst of legislative sessions, so we've been doing a legislative live stream, as you guys know, with Brandon Work, Free State Colorado, on his YouTube channel. Highly encourage you guys to check it out every Sunday night at 7:30. But if you're not able to make it on at 7:30, you can still pop onto his YouTube channel and listen when you've got some free time. Last few live streams last night, we were able to interview Boomstick Babe, also known as Alicia Garcia. That's currently sitting at 336 views. Last week's legislative live stream, we actually had Hannah Goodman guest host along with Brandon. That is currently sitting at 414 views, and they were able to interview Senator Byron Pelton and Rep. Anthony Hartsook. 2 weeks ago, Brandon and I were able to interview Rep. Jarvis Caldwell. That's currently sitting at 339 views. The week before that, we interviewed Rich Guggenheim of Gays Against Groomers, Colorado, and he's the national director of legislation for Gays Against Groomers nationally. And then Hannah was able, and then the week before that, Hannah also guest hosted with Brandon as well. That's currently sitting at 243 views. The week before that, we interviewed Ken DeGraff. There was some funkiness that happened with the YouTube live stream. We had to reset it. The first half of that hit 368 views, but the second half only hit 147 views. So I feel like we've got a lot of great progress compared to where we were one year ago. We're consistently hitting stream sizes that are larger than any stream that we had the year before. The big differences between this year and last year is last year we were doing a bunch of panels. There were also way less bills introduced. Currently, we're sitting at 535 bills as of last night that have been introduced into the legislature. So there's a lot more bills that we project to be introduced. at this point in time. So we're not able to talk about every single bill. We have to hit the main bills, and we're hitting between 10 and 20 a week. Plus, we're able to consistently talk to legislators, senators as well as representatives on a weekly basis. So it's really exciting to see what we're doing with our legislative program right now.
Right. I do know Hannah actually probably would have had this in her board report. I should have mentioned. She said that on Facebook, I think now our impressions have gone up over 200% over the past month or two. We did have a meme now, the highest liked impression meme is at over 2 million views and likes. It is a meme of Britney Spears from when she was in her prime, and it says "the world we thought we lived in," and then a picture of Britney Spears half naked with knives looking into the camera, and it says "the world we really live in." And so if you just wonder, I think that sums up politics is ultimately, a lot of it is low information, and so sometimes, simple, relatable things apparently are what people like the most. So take that however.
And what's nice about that is it's turning people, we're getting the clicks, we're getting the views, and then on what we're doing with Facebook, what we're doing with Twitter, and then we're able to get people connected, looking at what we're doing, and then we're able to turn around and say, this is what's going on in Colorado, and these are the ways that you can get activated. So it's really exciting to see what we're doing within the state, and happy to see what kind of progress we can be made within our legislative program.
Sweet. Okay. Then next, but certainly not least in terms of board members, Ms. Steinke. Do you have any reports or anything to add?
A pretty standard month. Attended Liberty on the Rocks. Attended all the different board committee meetings. Nothing too exciting to report from my end.
Thank you for very much always staying on top of going to Liberty on the Rocks. No, it's a good event to make an appearance, and I know it's not always easy. So I appreciate that you are always there. And yeah, that was interesting with Scott Horton. That was a lot of fun. Okay, staff reports. Mr. Wiley, are you on? I know he was going to try and make it in person, but I'm not sure if he hopped on the phone or not.
Present. Perfect. Do you have a report for us? Most of our activity is going to be contained in the reports of the other directors, particularly legislative and in preparation, and your own, as well as Hannah's in preparation for the upcoming legislative dinner. But I do want to mention one component. I apologize if it's already been addressed. Knowing Jordan isn't here to deliver a report, we do have Twitter ad spend being activated. We had something like 180% value generated because of our Twitter gold badge that we purchased a couple months ago. So we have an additional $1,000 in Twitter ads that we got for free as a result of that. So we allocated $1,000 of those free Twitter ads essentially towards the legislative dinner. And so we're working on spending that down over the next few weeks to help increase the ticket sales. Ticket sales have been going good. We need more sales, so keep plugging hard to all your friends. Don't wait till the last minute to buy the ticket. I'm just repeating what everybody else has said so far, but yeah, that's what we're most excited for, and this event will be a proof of concept of a fundraising event independent of convention, which we'll be looking forward to repeating in future years or future months, even multiple times a year, so that we can keep revenue steadily flowing in regardless of the political activity. We need to make ourselves independent from just presidential election years to depend on the majority of our fundraising. So I'm glad to take any questions, but that's all I've got for you guys.
I do know, Mr. Wiley, for new business also we will be discussing not what's already been spent, but in terms of other ideas for ads and stuff in new business. It doesn't have to be a long conversation, but just some things that I have had, some ideas. So Hannah threw that on the agenda, or said to throw that on the agenda, but since I don't really have one, I'll just bring it up under new business anyways. So yeah, so perfect. That's great to hear. Anyways, let's see. Okay, Mr. Aiken, do you have any report for us here?
No, I don't.
Okay. Justin, Mr. Savoy, do you have any reports for us?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay. These committees, I think we're doing away with these committee reports now, or at least for the moment. So in terms of old business, I mean, the only really old business was we talked about the legislative dinner, and then obviously we brought up convention last time. In terms of those two subjects, does anyone have any additional questions about these? I have some new business for convention to bring up, but I'll bring that up under new business. No? Okay. Great. Perfect. Let's see. I did talk, I guess, under legislative dinner, I did talk to Alicia Garcia of 2A Syndicate today. She said she was interested in coming to that, so I'm going to bring some invitations tomorrow, flyers around to the 2A rally, which then can lead me to new business, which is, hey, the 2A rally that's going on today. Frank, I'm sure you'll be there. I don't know if you're going to be there or not, but it will be a good time. It's from 11 to 8 while people are testifying against Senate Bill 3. Everyone is encouraged to bring lawn chairs, bring coolers, bring literature, bring your kids, bring fun activities. There is no drinking, obviously, that is allowed. There is no open carrying of firearms. Not only is it not allowed, we really are discouraging it because the last time anyone open carried, not only is it illegal, a News 9 guard shot them and then got off free in court. So I would like to remind everybody, no one wants to get shot by Kyle Clark's goons. But also we need this to be a very peaceful rally. We kind of expect it to, and I know everyone on this call or anyone that will read this or listen to this board stream is not going to be a problem. But just for some things to keep aware, I am going to bring a cooler with some drinks and snacks. I'm going to bring a table with some of the, because I have some outreach material for the Jeffco LP anyways, that's just for regular state LP, so I'll bring that. I'm probably not going to testify, but I'll man a table. I'm going to bring some flyers with QR codes so people can register to vote if they haven't voted. But I definitely encourage everyone to come out. We'll have a good time. If anyone has a cornhole set, please bring your cornhole set. And maybe like some badminton or like some bocce ball. We'll play that on the front lawn. It'll be a good time. And no one will, if a Capitol Police asks you to do something, under no circumstances will tell them they're the reason we have a Second Amendment. Thank you very much. That is on that. Okay. And then the new business, or I should say, does anyone have any comments or questions about that rally? I'm sorry. After that rant. Yeah, okay, great.
Hey,
yes, go ahead.
I've been hearing, excuse me, that the rally is at 9 o'clock. Can we get some clarification on that? Just because if there's a 2-hour difference, I want to make sure that people aren't missing anything. Or if they've changed it.
No, so I should say, I should re-speak the permitting. So the rally starting at 9 a.m. I should say the permitting for us camping out on the west steps starts at 11, but the rally itself starts at 9. I'm sorry. Yes, you are correct. Michael, thank you for clearing that. Correcting that for me.
Not a problem.
Yep, but the front steps Capitol permitting, there will be speakers, but I think maybe the speakers will start at 11 or so. And then the speaking, we only have about 45 minutes to do speaking on the steps. So I know Hannah's asked me to speak for LPCO, but a bunch of the other organizations will be speaking. They're working, I know there are some different gun influencers and YouTubers they talk to, but no one's been announced because it sounds like a lot of people have said, yes, I want to come, and then for whatever reason can't really make it. So I think with Brandon Herrera running for Congress last year, I think that kind of lucked us into getting him at one of the rallies. So yeah, great.
Yeah, last night when we interviewed Alicia Garcia, she said that they had some big name speakers, and they didn't want to reveal who they were, especially if they weren't able to make it. But there's a good chance that we get Brandon Herrera or some other big name speaker. Who knows? Yes. Maybe Colio Noir or someone else. It would be phenomenal to get one of those people to the Capitol tomorrow. But we'll have to see who it is.
Yeah, I know Grand Thumb had really wanted and had originally said he could, but I don't remember, some family thing came up, and so, but there are others, and I will admit, I'm sorry, there are a bunch of really big Colorado gun names that I know were speaking, and some other people, names she gave me that I didn't recognize or I don't remember, but it should be a lot of fun for sure. And this is a great time come tomorrow. You can talk to officials about other bills as well if they're around. Don't feel bad to talk to. If you know who your elected reps are, go talk to them. It doesn't have to be about these particular bills. I'm gonna go try and schmooze with Julie Gonzalez if I can, you know, and talk to some other people. So you know, there's a lot of opportunities here. Yeah. So on convention, so I'm gonna get the email, or I'm gonna get the postcards out for call of convention, because as our current bylaws stand, call to convention is now for sustaining members, $25 sustaining members. So we have about 120 something amount. So we'll send it out publicly anyways, but those are who we'll send postcards to. Then we'll send out a general email, social media as well. Again, the convention, Mr. Frank Atwood, is going to be on May 31st, starting at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
At the Keensburg, the Wildlife Sanctuary in Keensburg, Colorado.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Also known as the Wildlife Sanctuary, where most of Joe Exotic's animals were taken. So, so normally tickets are $50. Anyone is welcome to bring their families. Tickets are normally $50, but anyone who comes to the convention will be able to tour the facility for free. So that should be a lot of fun. And we are still looking for sponsors. I started reaching out to Aaron Lamb. We can always talk, Frank, if you want to do a table,
Yes.
Because we have some different prices, because luckily we're getting the facility for free. We're not going to do a gala at night. It will just be business during the day, so it'll be a little bit not as taxing as it usually is.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Because we're just really encouraging. It would be great to have vendors, but we're really just encouraging as many nonprofits, political groups, you know, anybody, you know, activist groups to come and hang out while we do business. We do have platform and bylaws this year. I believe that's everything that's being covered there. Yeah, and then there's nothing, so no gala afterward, but that leaves the ability for lots of things to go on afterward. You know, what you want. I told people they could get drunk with Joe Exotic's Tigers. I think that's only partially true, so I'm sorry for any false promises I have made. But you can there's no hard liquor allowed on site, but beer is allowed on site. So you can drink beers with Joe's Exotic Tigers. So, great. Any other questions about that? Feel free to bring your friends. Sustaining member, it is past the time to be a sustaining member to vote, but we encourage everybody to show up and bring your families. And I won't tell anyone if anyone gets fed to a tiger. In Minecraft. Okay. Is there any other, and so is there any questions on this before I move on to the next new business Hannah wanted me to cover? Great. Then the only other new business is with these ads, we're advertising legislative dinner. So when I was talking to Hannah, my suggestion was also taking some of the money we budgeted and potentially doing or rebudgeting more money from Facebook ads as well. I think with advertising our events, we should also advertise like surveys and polls that we can make up, collect emails, addresses, maybe names, and use that to build our email list. And it can be things that aren't inherently just promoting our party, but promoting liberty. You know, I don't know, maybe find things we can offer people. I'm not really sure. That's my idea that can be kind of built, or any other input on that, and the floor is open for anybody. Feel free if anyone wants to raise their hand. Or just jump in. Okay, Ross, you're up. I know you're not tied into the board, but this is an open conversation right now, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because I'm helping the data merge, that if anyone has any like ideas that are even just partial, like partially formed of fundraisers or something we could do, or mailers we should send out, anything like that, I'm just trying to organize some of those ideas, even if we're not going to use them anytime soon. So feel free to send those along to me, and I can be kind of a repository for stuff like that if we need.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And and then I guess actually, do we have enough people? Can we vote new business, vote Phil in as fundraising director as well after we finish this discussion? Sorry, I'm just looking at Phil's date.
I'm here as a proxy, so if you need my vote, I can vote proxy for secretary.
Okay, perfect, excellent, okay. Before we do that then, but any other thoughts on the online ads or anything like that? Okay, I just feel like we should collect as much.
My only thought with regard to the online ads is it'd be really cool if we kept really clear data about like the cost per conversion and like what we're spending to get people in, the ROI and everything. So just making sure we're keeping a really close eye on that.
I believe so. I think, and I would assume that's part of what the Twitter logistics is probably not the right word, but all that information would kind of keep track. That's, I think, also the thought of promoting actual events or pushing things that people have to interact with, like surveys or polls where then we have to get emails from them and maybe names, have options for them to, you know, maybe get connected to our email list directly from that. That way we have your ROI, but there's KPI, is that the right, Kirsten? You might know if I'm using that. Is KPIs, we have more specific KPIs we're trying to achieve.
That can be a KPI, and that's a perfect example of something I was talking about because it's connected to like outreach and email groups and stuff like that I can organize.
Because that was my thought, Kirsten, is like if you have also surveys or polls on certain things, then you have those emails that you pulled that you go, okay, I know these people, we can always email about this subject. You know what I mean? Or they can be added to other lists, but then you have almost kind of like a base topic for each person in case also we're going to ever hand out data or create events. Maybe we find out we have a large amount of specific, you know, I don't know, subject for us to cover. I'm just rambling, but you kind of understand what I mean. So like we have a direction and people to target.
Yep, totally agree. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. Awesome. And I mean, any input, like absolutely. And this doesn't have to all go right here, but any input, you know, can go over email or anything of ideas. I mean, I had a criminal justice survey I put together in Grok that came out pretty good, but any of that, anything that would allow people to interact with us, feel free. I mean, any ideas from anybody, you know. I can give a base general idea, but that doesn't mean I necessarily know everything to hit. So if there's an idea for a topic or an idea for a specific advertisement, I think let's do it. Okay. So then I guess for Phil, do you want to tell us, give you 2 minutes to tell us a little bit about yourself, 2 or 3 minutes? Phil, you there? That's weird. Phil and Mark, are you guys still there? Okay, well, you know what, then we'll move on. I'll talk super slowly while we move on to ending public comments, unless Mark or Phil happen to jump.
They may have encountered some kind of audio
Okay,
issues. They
then
just
you-
left, so give them a second to
Okay.
hop back in.
I know order of operations, but if there's any other public comments, I'll give time for this while they're trying to figure out their way, and there's no point having everybody wait for that. So, Mr. Atwood, do you have any other public comments or?
The Approval Voting Party will be having its state convention on the 24th
Of March.
of May, a week before the LP, and it'll be in Littleton. Details to be worked out.
Okay. Will, I can't imagine she's at the theater, but if it is, I won't be there. I got fired for political reasons because we have a new boss and he tossed out everybody that the previous person had hired. So, you know, what can I say? I now have to figure out, Frank, how to become rich so I can buy that theater and fire everybody.
Is this the Alamo?
No, this is the Littleton Town Hall Arts Center.
Littleton Town. Oh, may I buy you dinner this evening? And hear details.
Let's work on another date this week because I owe my wife dinner tonight when I leave.
Sounds good.
But I was going to say tomorrow or the next day, I'm definitely available.
We'll work on that.
Perfect.
My mother-in-law and I are grateful that you hosted us for the Alfred Packard
Absolutely.
event.
Fun to see you walk in.
And both she and I are still a little stunned by it.
Okay.
Can we do
Okay.
that, which I'm not present?
Yeah, I don't see why not, honestly, because that was the purpose of this anyway. So, okay. They're out in rural Nevada right now, so that's why they're Mark and Phil. But I'm sorry, hand me that again so I have the exact motion. I apologize. But Mark was going to make the notion. He would like to motion for a vote to allow Phil Dovrak to join the board as the fundraising director. I know Phil has worked for the Independence Institute and done fundraising for that. I know he's working on doing some fundraising calls for a legislative dinner right now, and it is a vacancy we need to fill, so he has some experience there. So is there any objection for the, I know Mark would obviously vote yes, so technically we have 7 people voting. Is there anyone who objects to this?
I have a comment real quick. I just
Yes.
wanted to point out that you said that this is a vacancy that we needed to fill. Okay, end of comment.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, maybe need is not the right word. I just mean that it as opposed to there is a vacancy there. I suppose that's what I mean.
You dropped the world's greatest pun. I just wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Solid catch, Jim.
That's nice, Jim. Listen, I've learned a lot about Jim in the past few months. So you know, yeah, he's he has a fun history. It seems. I don't know anything about it. I just meet these people like former frat brothers and that get us in the Capitol. You know, okay. So then I guess hearing none, I should say right. There is any objection to this before all this? Okay, great. So hearing none. Phil, welcome aboard. I don't know if they can actually hear us or not, but this will be great. Now I do know Phil there is always a potential chance he does get moved for the Independence Institute, but it's a nice background and a set of skills to bring on for right now. So Kirsten may be someone that you and Phil get together on things as well. He may be able to help you with some outreach stuff or anything. So yeah, great.
Fabulous.
Hell yeah. And Kirsten, I would invite you to any other stoner cinemas that we were doing, but I think they don't do anymore because apparently banks get really finicky about taking checks from like money that you got from dispensaries or cannabis people. So they haven't done anymore for us to even do any tables. So.
Super lame.
Yep. Are you going to be at the rally tomorrow by any chance?
No, I'm at work.
No worries. All good. I know. This is the problem, you know. We should make a law so that the legislatures only meet on Saturday and Sunday. So you always have your weekends wasted every year for 2 years.
That's one idea.
Yeah. Listen, I know it would waste our Saturday and Sundays occasionally, but at least I have Saturday off. Since we're not getting paid. Yeah. Any other final comments before we wrap up for the evening? Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Okay, great. Thanks. Mark heard the pun. Perfect. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. You all have a wonderful night. I appreciate you attending.
Thanks, everybody.
Of course. Take care.
Bye.
Didn't realize I had the ability to mute the entire meeting. I should have just done that.